Hi Aries, I hope you guys are doing well. This is going to be Aries, general reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for July 1st through the 7th. I'm going to start trying to do weeklies. I should have the time in my schedule now, so I want to get that done. And we're going to really talk mostly just tarot this time, okay? I think I'm just going to be separating the astrology a little bit. I am going to be working it in, but not quite as much as I have been. We talked about the eclipses to death last month, right? So let's just get some messages right now. We have the nonsense going on, Mercury retrograde, but hey, what's now? It's retrograde half our life. We got, well, this first week we really just have the new moon in Cancer with that solar eclipse hitting, and then Mercury going retrograde on the 7th. So it's not too crazy, but you guys should just keep in mind, this might be a little bit of a wonky month for you, but you guys have such awesome astrology hitting you guys in August, so just try to pull back and keep chill a little bit this month, you know, which is hard for you guys, right? For Aries, just because you guys are very, you know, you guys are such go-getters, you know, just by nature. Let's see what oracle you guys got. Witness. Very nice. Nice oracle for you guys to get. Absolutely, for you guys, Aries. So for those of you who aren't familiar with this kind of spread, it's a basic Celtic cross. So let's just see what messages come through for you guys for this this first week of July. So again, we had the mystical shaman oracle here, which is Witness. This is a great energy for Aries as Mercury goes retrograde, because this is all about observing without engaging in action, which is really challenging for you guys, because you guys are the masters of the zodiac when it comes to leadership and taking charge, which is awesome. But this energy encourages you to adopt some inner stillness so that you can better assess the situation that you're in or that you're going through from a higher perspective and make a better decision, you know, a better choice. It's easier for us to better understand what someone else is going through when we're still, you know, and peaceful for long enough to really hear them and give them the solid advice that they might really need at this time. So this is time to acknowledge your preconceptions, ideas, and feelings regarding a situation that you're in. But try your hardest to resist the urge to change any of it just yet. Again, wait until August, because August has such beautiful stuff going on in the sky for you guys. So try not to fall back into any sort of, you know, controlling patterns, any tendencies you might typically have. You know, instead, take a couple of breaths, breathe it out, rise above, and really try to find that stillness within you, because you're going to be very happy with what that ends up bringing you, okay? So that's a beautiful crowning energy for you guys to have. Getting into the Celtic cross spread, this first card we have, which is the situation that you're in right now, we have the Two of Cups, okay, reversed. The Two of Cups reversed. Okay, that's a Venus and Cancer energy, which indicates relationship stress. You know, it's the most mundane definition of it. It's really, some of you, this could be some of you where you just started a new relationship that ended up not turning out as you hoped, and you're feeling pretty disappointed. But this card asks you to really rely on your intuition right now, Aries, because there may be secrets that you don't know just yet, that you will find out at some point, okay? And for some of you, this reverse can indicate infidelity. You're going to know, okay? You're going to know, because it's kind of like, this energy is like everything on the surface seems to be going along pretty well, but your instincts are poking at you that something just isn't right. And this energy indicates that it's time to communicate really openly about how you feel, you know, and any fears that you might be having, rather than ignoring them, because you don't want anything to fester and become more of an issue than it actually even is. For those of you in established relationships, this can indicate ongoing stresses and strain just from being too damn busy, you know? The kind of busy that gets in the way of healthy communication, which can end up causing that, you know, lack of understanding between the two of you. So if this is the case, try to be mindful of that. Try to be mindful to really make an attempt to reconnect, even in the simplest of ways, because passion might be on hold right now for a minute, but it can certainly come back if you both pay attention to it, okay? And then your complementing energy here, we have the Eight of Wands, which is a Mercury and Sagittarius energy, otherwise known as the Lord of Swiftness, right? There's a lot of movement here. So here with the Eight of Wands, Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is really happy to broadcast messages and communication to the world at large. They really are. In fact, the 9th house of Sagittarius is the natural house of publishing. So the card that corresponds to Sag, which is Temperance, that's important here too, because that symbolizes a bridge between two worlds. Like, just as like the written word is a bridge, that divide between writers and readers, there's this idea of a bridging of things right now. And while the wands usually convey spiritual messages, I'm still getting that they do. Pay close attention to the formation that they're flying in, though, and how gravity's eventually going to bring them down to the ground, right? So at the moment, right now, I'm getting at the moment, it's not clear whether the wands are taking off or if they're arriving in their destination, or whether they'll reach their target or miss their mark altogether. And it's not even clear if anyone sees them overhead. Like, who sent these wands? Do we even know? Are you expecting this news? And since there are no people in the card, the wands can simply be carrying messages from the universe at large to you, which is awesome. But regardless, the wands in this card hold messages of clarity and of drive. And it's an undeniable call to action, indicating messages coming in quickly. Now, the thing is, that element might actually cause you some frustration right now, but don't worry, meaning messages are going to be coming in quickly, but you're going to feel like you have that harness pulling you back a little bit. And that's where, Mercury retrograde is kind of annoying in that way, where it's like picture like being on your bed and you want to get to the bedroom door really quickly, but you have a ton of stuff in the middle of your room. It's just going to take you twice as long to get there, kind of thing. You'll still get there, but you might just be dealing with that little bit of frustration. And so if that happens, just say, oh, you know what, the damn Mercury retrograde, and let it go and focus on the good stuff that's coming, because this is all about beautiful stuff, okay? And then in the best to be achieved, out of this position is the Fool card, which is a Uranus energy, which is all about the planet of freedom, rebellion, and free thinking. So both Uranus and the Fool are idealists. They're masters of initiation and change. And this is all about fresh starts and new beginnings that are going to end up coming to fruition out of all of this. So that's awesome. They're willing to destroy the old to make room for the new. Because Uranus is the planet of sudden and unexpected changes. It rules independence and originality. It's the planet of revolution and progress. So a lot of tarot readers believe that the Fool carries a pack of tarot in their backpack. Just in the eventuality that he might encounter something along his journey where he's going to need some direction on. So that, always thinking, which is good. And this is definitely a time for calculated risk and the opportunity to start something over, okay? This is a really good space and energy to do a do-over and feel really excited at the prospect of a new way of living, And regarding relationships, those of you who are in relationships, this is all about just going for the flow for the moment. Even if things might seem a little wonky just because of the eclipses and the retrograde and all of that, let stuff go that maybe you normally wouldn't. You're going to be really happy you do, because this is not a good space to make big decisions like that in. Many of you are going to be realizing that you have some new opportunities in front of you at your current job, or maybe a new career even. But prioritizing your workload in this energy is key to moving ahead swiftly, for sure. This energy is going to feel pretty welcoming for any of you who have been really kind of almost aching for a new way ahead. This indicates that it's coming for you for sure. And then we have in the foundation, we have the Karma card, which is a Pluto energy. And Pluto and the Judgment card both teach that endings are merely part of a cycle of resurrection and rebirth, and it's an inevitability. you know, which leads to a second chance at a new life. So we have a lot of second chance energies here, which I really like. In astrology, Pluto does symbolize death and a resurrection of forgiveness and release. Okay, so this is a beautiful energy for those of you who are going to want to have a reconnection with someone from the past. The energy is beautiful to do this. And at this time, even Mercury retrograde is a beautiful energy to reconnect in. It's not the best energy maybe to meet new people in, because it typically doesn't end up lasting, but that's a generality, right? But it is certainly a great energy to reconnect in, for sure. Yeah, I like this, you know, because this card's all about discernment and decision making, and it compels us to release anything that's no longer living up to our needs or expectations, so that we could take that negative energy and recycle it and reuse it in a much better way moving forward. It's a great foundation card, guys, you know, especially considering that you guys are a cardinal sign, you know, being impacted by this eclipse narrative. You know, maybe not as strongly as Cancer and Capricorn, but, you know, you and Libra are right there in the middle of it as cardinal signs. So really good stuff. I like that. Okay, and then we have in the past, we have the Six of Pentacles here, which it's reverse, which is a Moon and Taurus energy. And this, okay, so this could mean a couple of things. This could mean that money came to you, but you weren't able to keep it. And it could have been due either to carelessness for some of you. Some of you, it could have been theft, though I hope not, or someone being dishonest with you regarding something to do with money. This also suggests that you may have, I don't know, maybe you have just some issue of envy. It could be you feeling envy or someone feeling envy towards you regarding money, okay? Now, for others of you, this could have been an offer of money that came in and offered to you with a ton of conditions that you did not find acceptable. I'm getting that many of you did not feel comfortable to compromise on what they wanted until a better option came along, that you inherently knew that you were going to have a better option come to you. And for others of you, not having anything to do with money, this could indicate having gone through a recent time where you were just not really feeling yourself mentally and emotionally, you know? Like maybe you went through some sort of period of anxiety or depression due to not feeling supported in your life. And the support could have been emotional, mental, or financial, okay? But that was in the past. And now coming up into the near future, we have the Ace of Swords, which is a fabulous, fabulous energy to get for every aspect of your life. And as I've mentioned before in readings, when this card shows up, this overrules any negative minor arcana cards that are nearby. So like this Four of Wands reverse and even that Two of Cups reverse. Those are minor arcana. So I really like that. But this energy indicates new beginnings and decisions and clear thinking, and it usually relates to work and love, right? So that's kind of big because those are two very big areas in our life. But this is a call to action that sometimes does result in confrontation manifesting in your life, though in a way that brings immediate change to your circumstances for the better. So you're going to be in a space of very, very high mental agility with the right amount of assertiveness. And I want to say the right amount because the caution here with this energy is to not be too assertive or too aggressive or too abrasive, and to really be careful in how you're treating others at this time. And in relationships, this can indicate healing and making it past obstacles. You know, just remember that, you know, that swords are our words and thoughts, and something new is going to be discussed. So it's not unreasonable to think that some conflict might arise, but understand that the energy supports you guys here to have a meeting of the minds with whoever it is you're dealing with to progress things forward in a fair and beautiful direction. So if that happens, don't worry about it. You know, just hang in there and just understand that there's a meeting of the minds is very much being supported here. You know, and then we have in this position, this represents you. We have the Four of Wands reverse, which is a Venus in you, Aries, and is one of the few minor arcanas that does retain its positive meaning even when it's reverse. Just with the irritation of some irritations, some minor irritations that are going to be going on in your life right now. I mean, in the upright, it means beautiful celebration. This really is the honeymoon card, right? It's just a time of celebration, a time of connection. It's beautiful. It's feeling grounded, and you know, all of those beautiful things, but it's reversed. So, but again, minor arcana, we had that Ace of Swords, minor irritations. You know, I really am getting here that a lot of you, I feel like you're not going to feel like you have the time that you would like or need to do the things that you really enjoy right now. But this phase is going to pass soon, and all the positive aspects of this beautiful card are going to prevail, so don't worry about it. Okay, and then we have as your external influence, guys, we have the Wheel of the Year, which is a Jupiter energy, right? The great benefic energy, the bringer of luck and good fortune. Jupiter gives us just expansion, right? Expansion, good fortune, experience, the ability to experience the fullness of life, along with the depth to remember what we've been, and the ability to realize what we are, and the imagination to really visualize what will be. So there's this beautiful coming together of the past, present, and future here. This really is a lot about fate too. For sure, but both the planet and the card, you know, the planet of Jupiter and the card symbolize luck and opportunity, and the twists and turns of fate. There is very much a positive vibe to this. You know, there's prosperity and success indicated here, but you know, fate is funny. So it's very important that with this external influence, you keep your heart open, stay open, right? You don't want to handle anything too aggressively. You don't want to handle anything too close-minded or become too overly attached to any one idea. And this energy is absolutely beautiful. That'll come in for you. And then we have the Eight of Cups reverse in your hopes and fears position. Okay, this is a Saturn and Pisces energy, which asks you, you know, what are you holding on to? What are you afraid to let go of? Because this is time to take stock and ask yourself if you're clinging to the past when you really do know that your current situation has to change in some way or another. This tells me that some of you are afraid of making an error in judgment, or jumping into something too soon, or are afraid that you stayed in something too long, you know, while others of you know that you need to move out of something, but you're just not sure about the exact how and the exact timing, because timing is very important now. So trust yourself that you're going to know the right time to move on, and or make any changes without knocking yourself down with the self-pressure, you know. Now, additionally, this can indicate many of you fearing abandonment during this time, which is instilling a sense of confusion in you and in your relationship. So this is really a time to ask yourself, you know, is your fear real, as in based in reality, things that really happen, or is your fear based in fear, as in, you know, in your mind and not in reality, you know? And then we have the Nine of Pentacles reverse as the outcome, which is a Venus and Virgo card, which indicates vanity and the ego at play here, and a great urge for material wealth, getting out of control and get like overspending, debt, maybe even some financial dependence on someone or a situation that's really uncomfortable. The misuse of money for selfish means. Yeah, now this can be you guys, or it can be someone close to you. And, you know, while this can certainly indicate debt, it can also indicate feeling unsupported or misunderstood. And many of you may be going through a time here where you feel like you're not living up to the values, morals, and life standards that you want for yourself, that you feel that you've established for yourself along the way. Or someone close to you may not be living up to the way they had promised you or initially presented themselves as. So that's another opportunity. You know, again, with the Pentacles, we have to really understand it as, yes, it can be money, but it can be anything that allows us to feel supported in our life, right? So, yeah. But, you know, I do want to just say that if you are feeling this way at the end of this week, guys, just hang in there, because it's such a weird energy to make any big decisions. And I know it's really difficult for, for you guys. So really do try to hang in there, because things are just going to be getting so much lighter closer to the end of the month, and especially into August. So the way you're seeing things during this week isn't going to be completely clear. You're not going to be getting the full story. So if you find yourself in a weird space with people you care about, just try to breathe it out, okay? Yeah. All right, guys, that's what I have for you. I will see you for the second week in July next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.